Everybody, welcome back to Raw Food Muscle, and today I'm going to be showing you how I prepare my Nori Rolls. Now, for this, you don't necessarily have to do it a specific way. It's all just depending on what kind of flavors you want in your Nori roll, what kind of vegetables, things like that. So, for what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you how I do it, and I also mix it up, so I don't always do the same exact thing. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to need is some Nori sheets. And these specifically, you can get them raw. They're kind of hard to find. I usually have to find them online raw. I got these actually from the store, and they're not really raw, but I'm just going to be using them, but that's all I have. I already put together some avocado. I have one avocado in here, and made some guacamole, and basically just put some salt and cilantro. Nothing fancy on this. And because I usually have 2 avocados that I put in to make this whole dish, but because only one of mine avocados were ripe, I basically just had to work with what I had. So this is only just 1 avocado. Alright, now, so the first thing you do, and you have to be careful with this because when you're working with all the stuff, you got to be careful when you're putting the guacamole on there, okay? But what I'm working with now here is I got the guacamole, I got my pea sprouts, I got my alfalfa sprouts, okay? Then I have some tomatoes, I have some zucchini, and I have some cucumbers. And I'm also going to be maybe adding some olive oil and some dulse flakes, which are really high in minerals, okay? Alright, so go ahead and then also make sure you also put some water on the side, because when you start rolling this up, you're going to need to dip it in water so it can roll easier. And I also have some hot sauce that I put together just so I can make sure, for me, because I like some of my stuff spicy, I like it kind of like drizzle it on top, but that's up to you. Alright, so here we go. And like I said, when you're working with the guacamole, you kind of have to be careful not to rip the Nori sheets. And because I'm only working with 1, I have to be, meaning 1 avocado, I have to be a little bit careful and kind of spread this out kind of thin. I usually like to have it a little bit thicker. And I'm just going to put some over here. Again, this is probably going to be a little bit sticky, but that's alright. And that's what preparing food is all about. Sometimes it's going to get a little sticky. Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put some alfalfa sprouts on there. I'm just going to spread it out evenly. And I said I was going to put some olive oil on there, but I also have some lime, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and drizzle a little bit of that on there. Okay, and I think I'm going to take some dulse flakes and drizzle some of that. Okay, and the next, I'm going to start putting my veggies, and I'm just going to lay these. And you want to be careful with this because you don't want to pack it too much, because what will happen is it'll be hard to roll. You don't want it to be too thick. I'm going to grab some cucumbers. Try to put 1 cucumber in the center over here, like that. And I'm going to put this guy over here. Alright, and I think that's pretty much it. And wait a minute, let me add some tomatoes in there. And alright, so what you want to do is you want to pack it all pretty much on one side, so when you start rolling it, it's easier to keep it all together, okay? And now this is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab it from one end. You want to roll it just like that. keep your hands on it to keep it tight. Okay? Keep it tight. It's almost like rolling a cigar. Alright? And now I'm just going to put some water. Just like that. And roll it a little bit. Roll it again. Okay, and now I'm going to do this last bit right here. And this is important because you want to make sure you really wet down this end piece, because that's going to make sure it sticks to the nori sheet. Alright, then when you're done, you just pick it up, roll it over here. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next one. Alright, so now on this one, I pretty much did the same thing, only I put, instead of alfalfa sprouts, I put pea shoots in there, and but all the vegetables are still the same. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add on the hot spicy seasoning. Again, this all depends on what you like. And see, that's what you call, that's hot sauce right there. You want to see what I can do? You want to see what I can do? You dare me? You dare me?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, buddy. I'm telling you, man, if you can't hang, you just can't hang. I'm sorry. But if you can hang, come on, step up to the plate. Alright. So now we're just going to roll this up. Once again, you got to be careful. Keep it all together. Don't get all crazy and rushing. Try to keep it tight. And just start rolling that bad boy over. Alright. And make sure, once again at the end, to wet it so that it all sticks together. Alright. There we go. I'm just going to put this on the plate. Alright. And see how pretty that is? That's real pretty. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to cut this up. Now, when you're doing the cutting up thing, make sure you use a sharp knife, people, please, because you are going to tear it up if you use a dull knife, and it's just going to mess the whole thing up, and you don't want to do that. So you want to try to get a nice, clean cut. Yeah, okay.
They're a little big for my mouth.
I got a big mouth, so I can make them big. My wife said, you make them smaller. Alright. Let's make this last one. This is the last piece. Alright. You see that? All that goodness is in there. You see? It ain't going nowhere. It's all trapped in there. Alright? And here it goes. Yeah. Okay, guys. I gotta wrap this up. Try this one out. Tell me if you like it. Send me a message. Pass on the info. And I'll see you next time on Raw Food Muscle.